Afternoon, dear viewer. This is Capuchin TV, your Catholic identity, and we are here at Donum Day, Karen, whereby the members of the Amecea, association members of Episcopal Conference of Eastern Africa have gathered to talk about the safeguarding of the minor and the children, and more about the church, the part of the church, what is it doing to safeguard the children and the right of the children. And to lead this conference, or to lead this conference, is Bishop Charles from Zambia, and we are going to listen to what they have for us. Keep watching Capuchin TV from now henceforth as we pay attention to what is our role to make sure that our children are safe and the vulnerable adult.
Yeah, and then I saw it on the list yesterday. Microphone, but I call us.
So, ladies and gentlemen, and the media present, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
So as we start this our session, we want to welcome our media, those who are currently present here. And before the chair begins, I just want to request that you introduce yourselves and your media organization where you have come from. Then we can begin. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Capuchin. I work with an organization called Paybill.
Okay.
FRANCISCAN by applications. Okay. William Joa from Capuchin TV.
Father Peter O'Reilly, Capuchin TV.
Samuel O'Reilly, KCCB from
Geoffrey Omara, Radio Wow.
Sister Adelaide Digo, KCCB Communications.
Just as Okari, Captain TV.
My name is Joe Yambo from Capuchin TV.
Okay, feel most welcome. Before you are our bishops from the Amecea region and other safeguarding practitioners also from the region. So they'll read for us the press statement that we've been having a conference here from Monday, Tuesday, Thursday. So after the statement, whoever has a question is free to ask. Feel most welcome.
Okay. Press statement, Nairobi, Kenya, 4th July 2024. We, the representatives of Amecea bishops, coordinating safeguarding through the Amecea Safeguarding Initiative and in collaboration with the Pontifical Commission for the Protection of Minors, acronym PCPM, meeting for a consultative meeting at Russell House, Nairobi, Kenya, between 1st and 4th July 2024, having deliberated and carefully considered this critical issue of safeguarding children and vulnerable adults, state that God calls upon humanity to act as stewards and leaders, entrusting them with the responsibility to care for all creation, ensuring its preservation, protection, and promotion. Confer Genesis chapter 1, verse 28. Jesus also reminds us to welcome and care for the little ones, saying, "Let the little children come to me, and do not hinder them, for the kingdom of heaven belongs to such as these." Matthew chapter 19, verse 14. Aware that children and young people make up a significant portion of our population in the Amecea region, the Catholic Church has a responsibility to care for them. We recognize that every child is a gift from God. Children are a heritage from the Lord, offspring, a reward from Him. Psalms chapter 127, verse 3. Alive to the fact that caring for the little ones is a natural instinct inherent in all creation, the Church in the Amecea region urges everyone to continually reflect on how we can better care for children given to parents in the light of our daily realities. We are truly thankful to parents, guardians, caregivers, teachers, and pastoral agents, and all who are involved in nurturing the holistic growth of our children. This is a divine duty that we must all commit ourselves to wholeheartedly. Recognizing that the Catholic Church universally, and more so in the Amecea region, has invested heavily in the pastoral programs, educational programs, healthcare programs, and other development and initiatives that have greatly contributed to the well-being of children in the region. Mindful of the challenges that children face, including material deprivation and poverty, emergencies, both man-made and natural disasters, we recognize that many children lack sufficient food, quality clothing, and shelter, and struggle to access basic quality education and health care. Tragically, some children endure physical, emotional, sexual, and spiritual abuse, neglect, and exploitation. The harsh reality of children being recruited into armed forces, criminal gangs, and radical groups deny them the beauty and innocence of dignified childhood. We echo Pope Francis's statement and sentiment that a society which neglects its elderly and its children has no future, as it disregards both its heritage and its potential. Unwavering commitment. We reaffirm our unwavering commitment to protecting children and vulnerable adults, acknowledging both current and past instances of abuse. The Church in the region steps up her commitment to prevent, detect, and respond to all forms of abuse. Our goal is to ensure that every child and vulnerable adult finds in the church a safe haven where they feel protected, heard, and secure. Safeguarding policies. We commit to ensure that safeguarding policies are regularly reviewed and updated to reflect best practices on safeguarding and align to the Pontifical Commission for the Protection of Minors Universal Guidelines Framework. We work closely with experts in child welfare and abuse prevention to ensure our policies are effective and comprehensive. Gaps and limitations. Aware of the existing knowledge and skill gaps necessary for maintaining a protective environment, the Church will strive to continually enhance the capacity of its pastoral agents, staff, and affiliates at all levels, including national conferences and dioceses. The aim is to better uphold the principles of safeguarding children and vulnerable adults. Additionally, the Church will work through small Christian communities to strengthen the capacity of families and children and enhance values and morals to ensure everyone's safety. Support for survivors. We recognize the severe, long-lasting impact of abuse on victims and survivors. The Church is committed to the Memorare Initiative, which offers care and support through counseling, spiritual guidance, and rescue services. We are dedicated to listening to survivors, validating their experiences, and ensuring they receive justice and healing. Our responses aim to provide therapy and aid in the healing process for survivors of abuse. Transparency and accountability. The Church is committed to transparency and accountability in all matters related to child safeguarding, in line with the legal framework. Community engagement. We commit to familiarize ourselves with church and civil documents on safeguarding and engage with our communities to promote awareness and education on child safeguarding. This includes workshops, seminars, and informational campaigns designed to foster a culture of vigilance and care. In conclusion, as shepherds of the Church, our primary duty is to protect the vulnerable. We are deeply saddened by the pain caused by abuse and committed to preventing it in all forms. We strive to create a safe and nurturing church environment where the faith can flourish, aspirations are nurtured, and potential is achieved. We urge all community members to join us in this crucial mission to ensure a future where children and vulnerable adults are safe, cherished, and nurtured. For further information, please contact the Amecea Safeguarding Initiative. Read on behalf of the Amecea Safeguarding Initiative and all delegates to the Safeguarding Workshop on this day, the 4th of July, 2024. Yours, Right Reverend Charles Kasonde, Bishop of Solwezi, Zambia, and Amecea Chairman. I thank you all.
Francis from Bryant. Mine is how probably the gains that or the outcomes of workshop that you recently had, how are we going to ensure that those gains also cascade down to our member state and dioceses?
According to our usual process of transmission, when we come to a workshop like this, after the deliberations, we generate the resolutions. And these resolutions are the ones now the representatives of our various conferences will take to their respective conferences. And then we will share with our brother bishops in the conferences, scaling down to our dioceses, the deaneries, the parishes, small Christian communities and outstations, so that all our people and people of goodwill come to the knowledge of what we have discussed. For we consider the issue of safeguarding is quite primal and important in our lives as Catholics and the society as a whole.
In addition to that, the Amecea offices, we have a Department of Communications, and we have a newsletter, Amecea Online, which also communicates to the conferences, and the conferences also have, the dioceses have the same desk where this communication, these resolutions will also go to the different dioceses. And this year we are celebrating small Christian communities 50 years. For sure the dioceses will communicate to the parishes and also to the small Christian communities as we are celebrating Golden Jubilee this year, 50 years of small Christian communities. So we are sure as bishops, really these resolutions will reach down to the small Christian communities and to the families. And this we are sure because of the bishops representing here are coming from different offices in Amecea region. That will take place.
My name is Sister Esther, and I am grateful for such an initiative. I am wondering about, for example, if a child is already abused, there's not something that is very easy for the societies, the villages to report. What is how will these children or the parents reach out or report? How is the conference making it sure that it is safe for the people abused to report and they will still remain safe?
I think that since the declaration by the Holy Father Pope Francis on the commitment to ensuring that issues concerning the child safeguarding and also the vulnerable adults, we have been making frantic efforts in the transmission and the sharing of what it is all about. I know issues to do with sexuality, especially in Africa, they are of a code zone, so you really need to have a hammer to break the ice. So initiatives like this for awareness and conscientization are the way to be. And also it is incumbent upon you as the media to go flat out to help in the dissemination, because what we are talking about is not just particularly Catholic. It involves a human person, made in the image and likeness of God, the reverence that has to be paid to them, and also the respect. Therefore, we have indeed to fight against some of our traditions that would want to sweep the case under the carpet, to bring it out for the benefit of our children, so that they can receive appropriate counseling for the benefit of their growth and the community where they are. So let us continue as the responsible citizens and Christians to disseminate the information creating the awareness so that the message that we are transmitting on safeguarding reaches to all corners of our locality.
My name is Father Peter from Capuchin TV. Child protection, I imagine, will involve taking care of not just kids and children, but youth who are also our children. You are meeting in Nairobi, whereby in this country nowadays we have this fracas of Gen Z against the government. Do you consider that political abuse, and how would you address such?
I would refer it to any of our members to comment.
Allow me to respond to that question. And note that when we look at abuse, it takes various forms. It takes physical abuse, it takes emotional abuse, it takes exposure to risks and dangers, it takes other many different forms. And primary to that consideration, therefore, as we look at the definition and the scope of safeguarding of children, we first of all have to limit the understanding of children to be persons below the age of 18. And in line with the commitment that we have just spelled here, we commit to the protection of the vulnerable adults. So two primary questions would come into consideration. Are these young people children? Would they be bound by the scope of this discussion? And if they are not, would they be considered as vulnerable persons? And if at all there is any element of vulnerability, therefore, then the church would be committed to reach out to them as vulnerable persons, of course in line with the provisions and the scope of the safeguarding initiatives that the church within the Amecea region runs. Thank you.
And maybe to add on to that, in our Kenyan situations whereby the youth have gone out to the streets, peacefully demonstrating, and the reaction by the authorities. As a church, you have seen what you have done and spoken very strongly against use of violence on innocent young ones who are not even armed, and unfortunately, where there even again the coming of goons. But the church has stood strong, not just about the child protection and the vulnerable, as about the human dignity for everyone. And as you can see, the church is very, very strong, very close to the youth, and standing with the youth, but also engaging the government in always condemning where there is misuse of authority, and engaging the government to address this issue and resolve it by addressing the issues that are being raised.
Thank you. It seems the questions are exhausted. I want to take the opportunity to thank you so much, Your Excellencies, for taking your time to respond to the questions and also to
much, dear viewer. That was the conference press statement from the Amecea conference, whereby 25 bishops from different countries had gathered for a seminar to talk about the safeguarding. And the bishops are drawn from Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, Ethiopia, Malawi, Djibouti, South Sudan, and Zambia. And in their statements, whereby they have emphasized their part as a conference to make sure that as the church, as the Catholic Church, is participating to make sure that they safeguard the children, the minor, the right, all those who are going through abuse, and particularly the vulnerable adults also. So I think they are trying to encourage each one of us as a Christian and as a Catholic that we have a duty to make sure that we safeguard the rights of the children, help them where necessary, and if an abuse has happened, help the children to be able to come out of that situation where necessary counseling should be done. And the statement was read by Bishop Charles Kasonde from Solwezi Diocese in Zambia. Keep watching Capuchin TV for the forthcoming program. I have been your reporter, Sister Esther Moturi, reporting from Karen Donum Day. Place. Thank you very much and God bless you.
The Catholic Church speaks.
Tunazidi kumshukuru Mungu kwa zawadi ya mapadri wetu wa Capuchin ambao kwa muda wa miaka 50 ya uinjilishaji wameeneza habari njema ya upendo kwa watu wengi. Wamemhubiri Kristo kwa watu wengi. Na Kristo ameguza maisha ya watu wengi kwa mahubiri ya mapadri wetu. Tuombee shirika letu la Wakapuchin, Mungu azidi kuwabariki. Na wanaposherehekea miaka 50, Mungu azidi kuwa pamoja na hao. Tuzidi kuwaombea kila mmoja wetu. Wakati unasali, kumbuka kuombea Wakapuchin wetu ambao wamesambaa kote kote ulimwenguni wakihubiri habari njema.
Tuendelee kufanya kazi. Paybill number 510678. Account name capstv.
Go therefore and make disciples of all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Through the office of the Education Secretary in the Archdiocese of Nairobi, Archbishop Philip Anyolo invites you to the Catholic Education Day this year on Saturday, July 6th. The event will be held at St. Augustine Genia High School, starting at 8:30 a.m. Guided by this year's theme, Catholic Education for New Evangelization for Active Participation in Christian Life. This event will be brought to you live on Capuchin TV and across its various social media handles. Keep watching Capuchin TV, your Catholic identity channel.
Ni kwenye vitongoji duni vya kwetu ambapo pana ukombozi. Kitongoji cha kwetu ni mojawapo wa vitongoji vya Mombasa. Kitovu chake ni Padre Michael, padre Mkatoliki ambaye amejizatiti na kung'oa nanga safari mahususi ya kukabiliana na dawa za kulevya, uhalifu na uozo wa tabia kwenye jamii yake. Padre Michael ana nia kuu ya kuwainua vijana wanaohangaika na kuwapa tumaini kwenye maisha yao.
Hivi lakini wewe unahusika na nini?
Nisikie kwa makini Sara. Sina wakati wa kuhusishwa na madai yasiyokuwa ya msingi.
Padre Michael, tuna matumaini makuu ya kukuza jamii iliyo njema. Lakini pamoja na hayo, hatuwezi kusahau changamoto tunazopitia kama kanisa.
Safari kamwe sio rahisi rafiki yangu. Tutangangana hivyo. Hapa katikati ya mapambano ndipo ninapoanza.
Yo, what's up my guys? Nyajeni wase, the wait is finally over.
Yeah, and Capuchin TV brings you exciting news for the youth this year 2024 with the youth program called
Form ni Faith. In this particular program, we will be bringing you Bible trivias.
We have discussions. We have talent show for those ones who love to showcase their talents, like singing.
I do what I can when I can, while I care for my people.
Modeling,
oral narratives, spoken words.
Hey, stop walking while I'm talking. Nataka kuji express.